Hello, welcome to Three Mates and a Podcast. A podcast that involves three people, or mates if you will, who discuss things, debate about stuff sometimes, and just chat about whatever. My name is Kaz and I run that podcast as the show's host, with the other two being my friend Jake.
Hiya.
And my boyfriend Albert.
Hello there.
And, from time to time guest stars as well, such as our other friends and stuff. We don't use our voices online, apart from Jake, so all our voices are edited by me, using a text-to-speech software that is linked below alongside the other credits and junk. Now, with that out of the way, how's about we jump into the podcast? Wow, something looks different, but I can't quite tell what.
Could it be that we don't have our third host here for the first time ever?
What? What do you mean third host? It's always just been us two, yeah.
Us two?
Yeah, mate, it's always just been us two as a couple. Remember?
Then why is there a spare chair here?
For any guests we have on the podcast, duh. Where are they, suppose, to sit?
Alright fine, I'll bite. What looks different then?
Well, the artwork, of course. You of all people should know that. You're the one that updated it after all.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
LOL. I forgot.
A DHD who? LMAO.
So LordFlim, what are we talking about today?
You can just call me Albert. It's fine.
Well, I should hope it is. It's your bloody name after all. But your username Flim sounds cooler.
So, are we not going to mention why it's just us this time?
Right, jokes aside, Jake aka our third host of the podcast isn't here this episode, because he's just taking a small break is all. They made a video about it on their channel you can check out, JakePlayz, but for this episode, it's just gonna be us.
Yes. And up on screen should hopefully be the original podcast photo, which was done by Jake compared to the new one redrawn by me.
You're really gonna make me do all that, in editing dude?
Well, for the attitude. There's also going to be random cat gif of a cat doing a flip too. Good luck doing all that.
No, there's not. I don't have to do something just because you're my BF and you said so.
And I don't have to drive you places just because you're my partner and you say so either.
Good point. So, is this just going to be the whole episode?
Man. Does this podcast ever fall apart without Jake?
What do you mean without Jake? Between the two of you ADHD brains we always ramble exactly like this.
So, backflipping cat, huh?
No. We're not doing this again.
You could always put the title of this episode as like, couple argues over ADHD, or something, to get people's attention.
Partner argues with their ADHD BF and never remembering anything and always using the excuse. I forgot. LOL.
I can see the views now.
Yeah, but podcasts are just dead in general. We've already talked about this. Flojo's Clubhouse podcast barely had any views when it was still airing new episodes. The Dead on Arrival podcast is still going and it barely gets any views. Jake's Dopecast podcast barely gets any views either.
Yeah, but look at the Talk to a podcast though.
I'd rather not, thanks.
So, how long have we been going for? Is it time to wrap up the episode?
We've barely talked about anything though. We can't just call this an episode.
Call it, Our Podcast is Falling Apart Without You and make the thumbnail some edgy stuff with Jake.
Yes, but this podcast can function properly without Jake here.
Then why have we just mindlessly rambled this episode with no clear plot point?
Well, that's all the time we have folks. See you. Cut the camera, cut the